Happy Thanksgiving Eve, everyone. We're so delighted that you are here with us. We've got a beautiful, fun service planned for you with lots of music and lots of sharing of gratitudes. I really wanted in this opening section to bring you some good advice for having a happy Thanksgiving. I looked up turkey cooking times and all sorts of stuff, but it was just too boring. I just couldn't do it. So I've got some other advice for you, and this will really entertain anybody that you spend Thanksgiving with. Okay, so here's some things you could try. First of all, load your plate up high, take it to the kitchen, toss it in a blender, and take your shake back to the table. Announce that it's the new Thanksgiving weight loss shake. That's a pretty good tip, right? Pretty good tip. When everyone says in turn what they are thankful for, this is what I plan to do tomorrow, say, I'm thankful I didn't get caught, and refuse to say anything more. That's a good one, isn't it? Yeah, okay. And here's the last one. I have 3 of them. During mid-meal, turn to the person who cooked the meal and say, see, I told you they wouldn't notice that the turkey was past the expiration date. You were worried for nothing. Yeah, see, that's a good tip too, isn't it? Yeah. These are things that will truly enlighten your Thanksgiving, but just know that you have completely enlightened ours and made our Thanksgiving much more beautiful by being here with us at Mile High Church today. And I hope that by being with each other in community, it helps you feel a greater sense of gratitude. Our theme for our service this evening that we chose is Count Your Blessings. And it was born out of a song that I just love that's part of a Christmas movie where you get to be invited to count your blessings instead of sheep. You know that song, I bet. And so I'm grateful that Tom Litch is going to sing that for us, and the band's going to play it. Thanks again for being here. Take it away, Tom.
Anything for you, Michelle. If you know it, you can always sing along. When I'm worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep. Then I fall asleep counting my blessings. And when my bankroll is getting small, I think of when I had none at all, and I fall asleep counting my blessings. I think about the nursery and I picture curly hair, and one by one I count them as they slumber in their beds. If you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. So if you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings.
So we're just going to take a moment and turn within for a little prayer, for I know that we open our time together this evening counting our blessings and what a joy it is to open our hearts to feel that infinite presence of Spirit right here, all around us. And so what I know is that as we are together in this sanctuary this evening, we gather together in an essence of gratitude. And I know that as we gather together in the essence of gratitude, we open our hearts just a little bit more as we begin to take count of all the showers of blessings that are always raining down within our life. We just open our hearts to recognize those, to get in touch with those. And I know that every moment of our time in this service is blessed as each word, each song, each note takes us deeper in to a sense of connection. And so I say thank you, Spirit, for this opportunity to be together, to celebrate in the essence of gratitude. And so it is.
Gratitude. It's a word that we often associate with the sunnier times of life, when things are going really, really good, when life is great and everything is in the flow. But what about when life gets heavy, or our challenges seem insurmountable, or we're faced with worry and doubt and fear? I think that it's in those times that not only is gratitude possible, but it can be transformational. And so I want to share a story. This is a personal story of an experience that I had, and this is about 23 years ago, and it was around this time of year. And I found myself one night on my knees on my bedroom floor, sobbing. And I had my phone in my hand, and I was trying to find the number for a recovery hotline. I'd been an alcoholic all my adult life, and I was at the end. I just could not do it anymore. And I didn't know what to do. And I was full of guilt and shame and remorse. And so I called, and they gave me the addresses of a couple recovery meetings near me, and so I finally got up the courage the following night to go to a meeting. And so there was a church near my house where this meeting was, and I walked in, and at the time I didn't know that recovery meetings are typically in the basement of churches, and so I was wandering around in the little schoolroom of this church, and I was just about ready to go. I was just about ready to give up, think, this is not for me, I can't do this, I'm going to go home. And had I done that, it would have been disastrous. But what happened was a teacher who had been setting up her classroom that evening, she had stayed late to do it, she heard me wandering around, and so she came out of her classroom, and she found me wandering around the halls. And I'm so embarrassed, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, she's going to think I'm an alcoholic. And of course I was. And she asked me if she could help me, and I mumbled something like, I'm looking for the recovery meeting. And instead of giving me directions, go down the hall, go down the steps into the basement and into the room, she took me by the arm, and she led me down the hall, down the stairs, and put me in a seat. I am so grateful. I don't know this woman's name. I have no idea if she realizes that what she did that night probably saved my life. And I look back on that and I think, that was such a hard evening for me. And this woman, through her kindness and doing what she did by walking me, just taking a minute to walk me down into that meeting, transformed my life forever. And she probably doesn't even realize that she saved my life. And so when I talk about gratitude in those times that are challenging, I think about so many instances in my life. I think about, I had met a woman shortly after I got sober who dragged me to Mile High Church. And I sat in the back. I was struggling with trying to find a God of my understanding. I was about 3 months sober. And that changed my life. For the first time, I felt, oh my gosh, I've come home. And 23 years later, I'm so grateful to my wife, Tracy, who brought me here for the first time. I'm grateful for this amazing team of ministers that I get to serve with. And if you had asked me 23 years ago when I'm sobbing in the back with one foot in the aisle thinking I'm out of here if it gets too weird, if I'd be standing up here with these amazing ministers, I would have said, you are absolutely crazy. And so I can look upon that with gratitude. And I think about my family who in the first month of sobriety, they put a schedule together unbeknownst to me. And one of them called me every single night to check on me, to support me, to make sure I was okay. And so there's so many times in my life when I've moved through challenges, when I was rebuilding my life and trying to put a very broken life back together, that there were so many moments of grace and so much gratitude. And I think tonight, what I am most grateful for is all of you. Because when someone has the courage and the vulnerability to say 3 words that are so hard, I need help, and they walk into here, all of you come together as a community and you uplift them, you support them, and you love them back to wholeness. And so from my heart to yours, happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for being a part of Mile High Church. And I'm now going to invite our beloved Dr. Patty, who's going to share a reading and a prayer with us.
Thank you so much, Carol, for sharing your gratitude with all of us. And I have a wonderful poem here, and the title of it is Gratitude's Whisper. It's by my favorite author, Anonymous. In the quiet of the dawn, where shadows soft flee, lies the magic of gratitude, as boundless as the sea. We gather in this moment, hearts open to flow, our blessings intertwined with love, a light that we all know. With each breath, a silent song, a thankful profoundness for the beauty of the existence in every sight and sound. And the sun that warms our spirit, the moon that guides our night, the endless dance of stars above in the celestial flight. We honor Earth, our mother, for the gifts she does bestow, the fertile soil beneath our feet, where seeds of hope we sow. And in the stillness of the evening, under skies so vast and deep, we whisper thanks for every soul in our dreams and our waking sleep. For friends and kin who stand beside, through the laughter and through the tears, we thank the threads of connection that weave throughout our years in the tapestry of life, each moment stitched with care. We find the sacred unity in gratitude we all share. So in this moment, I recognize the presence and the power. There's only one presence and one power. That one life that lives brightly within each one of us, all of us. It's in the stars that twinkle at night, and it's in the depth of the ocean's blue. I give thanks for each one of you, for recognizing that all there is that God life. So I recognize this, and how important it is in this moment to realize that we are absolutely one in that life. One unit of absolute life. The unification of Spirit, Almighty God. Just taking a deep breath and recognize that that breath is light itself, and right where you are, right where I am, there is this absolute oneness. So from this place of oneness, what I declare and what I recognize for each one gathered here, and I take just a moment, and for all those who are not gathered in this room, all those that live upon this planet, all those precious beings that will sit at our tables tomorrow. We're all one in spirit. So my declaration is that there's a circle of gratitude indeed. And that gratitude brings forth grace, which is clarity. Clarity to be able to see the compassion and the love in oneself, to be able to see that in another, to be able to behold it for our planet, for our world. I give thanks. And it is in that thankfulness, in that gratitude, for that gratitude is the elixir of praise and glory and just letting go and knowing that it is accomplished, it is good. And so I just release these words to that alchemy of love and law, that alchemy of love intelligence that knows exactly the guidance and the direction in each one of our lives, now and forevermore. And so it is. Amen.
I'm loving my life, you better believe it. There's good all around and I receive it.
Laura Berman, I am grateful for you, grateful for Tom and this incredible band, grateful to be with everyone tonight. Around this time of year, as we near its completion, I always like to look back and ask myself, was there a moment or an experience that summed up where I am at in my life this past year? Think about that for a second. Can you think of one? Mine came right away. We were in Silverthorne, Colorado, my family and I, and we took a hike, 1.5 miles to a lily pad lake. My spouse, our 19-year-old son, and Nancy June. Do you remember that? We took a hike, and the way to the lake was amazing. We jumped over logs. We crawled under logs. We skipped in the mud, and we had this great pace. And we sat, and we had this beautiful lunch by the lake, and time just stopped. And it was kind of a beginning for our family because our son was in the middle of moving out of the house. Beginning is a term I use for something that is ending and closing and a new beginning coming together. I actually don't believe in beginnings or endings at all. There are only beginnings. So we had this beautiful lunch there, and then the hike back happened. Do you remember that hike back? Nancy didn't realize there was a hike back. Her legs were tired. And she did something that made Mama a little angry, which in turn made Daddy a little angry, which made Brother mad at Daddy and Mommy and said, "Will you two stop fighting?" Fighting, I thought to myself, well, while we're at it, I have a few things to get off my chest. And so the hike there was beautiful, soulful, magnificent. The hike back, terrible, awful, messy. And haven't we all had those moments? Maybe you'll have one even tomorrow where you stop and say, "Oh no, everything is ruined. What a mess." And the meaning of the experience for me is even when we have a bad experience, even if something goes wrong, and sorry to tell you, it will, it doesn't take away from the magic and the blessing of the good that's taken place. The only thing that can rob you of the blessings of your life is you when you dwell in the negative experience. Now, may there be some cleaning up to do? Yes. Some accountability to take? Some forgiveness to be granted? Absolutely. And yet, when I look way back from now on that special day, I won't remember the way back. I'll only remember the way there. Meister Eckhart famously tells us that if the only prayer you ever say is thank you, that will suffice. And we're talking about gratitude tonight, giving thanks for what's been, giving thanks for what is yet to be. But I want to tell you the trick is gratitude in the here and now. And so I invite you, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing to say, thank you. When you get out of bed and your feet hit the floor, thank you. When the toothpaste has run out, when you've forgotten the cranberry sauce, thank you, thank you. Even taking a breath, let's take a breath right now. Thank you, thank you. The reason that thank you is the only prayer that you ever need is because it's the only prayer you ever need to say to truly and really and actually see. When we say thank you, we see. And there's a creative momentum that happens that builds more and more gratitude the more and more you say it. So let's say it a few times together. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, a few more. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so it is.
Oh, thank you, Josh. You can sit right there. So we've been talking about different elements of thank you and talking about thank you in the now. And so a huge part of being grateful is really anchoring ourselves in what are we grateful for now. And as Josh has just been talking about, being thankful for all of it at the same time, all of it that comes forward, all of it that emerges, and being right here and right now. And so I'm going to just speak just a little bit before we move into letting our kids share their gratitudes, their ability to be in the now, so powerful and poignant. But I didn't want to let tonight go by without expressing my gratitude. It was November 27th, 2014. It was Thanksgiving Day, and we were having service in this very room at 10 a.m., and then the service was over, and the public left. And my husband and I then came here with our friends, and Dr. Roger married us. So it was 10 years ago today, that we were married right here on this stage, yes. Where did he go? I don't know where he is. Oh, there he is. He's way in the back. There he is. Happy anniversary, honey. I love you, and I'm so grateful for you and for our marriage and for the 10 years that we have been married and the years we've known each other. And I can't express. I would stand here as a puddle and cry all night long if I got too deeply into my gratitude for this wonderful man. And anybody who knows him, you probably feel the gratitude for him that I feel, because he truly is a very loving, sweet, anchored, gentle man, and it's a joy to share my life with him. And I also, yes, thank you very much. Thank you. I also have to take some credit for that, because I know that well, here's how I'm taking credit. Here's what I mean by that. While I had a number of really great relationships and a first marriage that was beautiful, I knew that I had to evolve and become something different if I wanted something different in my relationship. And so I know that the manifestation of the man that I'm married to right now, this amazing man, is a manifestation of my willingness to let a man like that into my heart, to let a man like that into my life, to let a man like that love me and want to be with me and want to share my life with me. And that comes from the work of this teaching, from Science of Mind, from recognizing that no matter what is going on in my life, that I have the capacity and the ability to facilitate myself by working on myself, by changing my attitudes, my sense of myself, my love and appreciation for myself, and my sense of my own worth, so that I can be more available to the good that I desire. And gratitude is a huge part of that. Being grateful for who I am and what I've accomplished and what I bring to the world, whether it's to create more powerful work experience or a different kind of relationship or a sense of joy and happiness in my life. This is a huge part of the work that we all can do on ourselves and our consciousness and our life, so that we can have the good that we desire. I still have lots of things I'm working on in this regard, so it's not like I'm perfect at it. But I do know and have examples like this wonderful 10 years I've spent with Ken Chrisman, where I can say, oh yeah, that's how that came into my life. I absolutely know that's how it came to be. So I urge you to find ways this Thanksgiving to love and appreciate yourself, to give thanks for the things and the directions that you're seeking to go. And in just a few minutes, we're going to talk a little bit about how you give thanks in advance for things that you want to bring into your life. But being in the now and being willing to stop being so unwilling to love yourself and just be grateful for who you are and see clearly the path that you've taken to get to where you are right now. That's a great gift. I love you, Ken. Happy anniversary. We're going to bring our kids up. Kids, in a few minutes, you're going to come up here and you're going to line up here with me, and you're going to get a chance to come up and share your gratitudes. I have a story about a family that was gathered for Thanksgiving, and they asked little 7-year-old Brian if he would please do the blessing for the meal. And so little Brian started out by blessing his family, and then he blessed all his friends, and then he started blessing the meal, and he gave thanks for the turkey, and he gave thanks for the dressing and the cranberries, and then he paused for a minute, and he looked up, and his mother opened her eyes and looked at him, and he said, "Oh, Mom, if I give thanks for the broccoli, God's going to know I'm lying." This is the beauty of children. They tell us the truth, right? So we are prepared for our kids to come forward, all kids to come forward and meet me here and come up the stairs. You'll say your gratitudes, and then you'll go over here across the stage, and Zamir's got a surprise for you. Reverend Zamir's got a surprise. So the only way to get the goodie is to go across the stage and go down that way, all right? So...
All right, so if you are considered a kid, one of our teachers, I want everyone to come up right here. Come make a line, and you get two choices. One is just simply to walk the gratitude threshold of the stage to receive a present from Zamira. But our incredible, let's hear for youth director, Stacy Butters is here, and she has a microphone. And if you would like to share something that you're grateful for, you just walk up and share it to Stacy on your way to get the prize. But you don't have to, and look, and you get to see yourself on the screen when you come up too.
I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my family, my friends that I played with when I had pie, and I'm also really thankful for the turkey and my lorry. I'm grateful for my family.
I'm thankful for this church.
I'm grateful for kittens. I'm thankful for my family. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my family and friends. I'm my family.
Family, I love it. All right, Abigail.
I'm grateful that I get to be here tonight.
Turn and look out.
I'm thankful for my family.
All right, Bodhi, turn around and look.
I'm thankful for Christmas. I'm thankful for my family.
Okay, turn and look.
I'm thankful for my friends, my life, and my family. I'm grateful for my family.
All right, you look beautiful.
I'm thank you for our house.
All right, Nathan, turn and look.
I'm thankful for my family.
All right, sweetie.
I'm thankful for my school.
All right, sweetie, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for my family. I'm thankful for my school.
I'm grateful for my family.
I think that's all of our kids. Tom, take it away.
I'm grateful for the children of this community and how many of them can sing. And we've used them a lot over the decades, and I'm so grateful for that. So we've got a Josh Groban song to share with you. Some days we forget to look around us. Some days we can't see the joy that surrounds us, so caught up inside ourselves. We take when we should give. So for tonight, we pray for what we know can be. And on this day, we hope for what we still can't see. It's up to us to make the change. And even though we all can still do more, there's so much to be thankful for. Look beyond ourselves, there's so much sorrow. It's way too late to say I'll cry tomorrow. So caught up inside ourselves, there's so much we could do. So for tonight, we pray for what we know can be. And on this day, we hope for what we still can't see. It's up to us to be the change. And even though we all can still do more, there's so much to be thankful for. Even with our differences, there is a place we're all connected. We must go and find each other's so for tonight, we pray for what we know can be. And on this day, we hope for what we still can't see. It's up to us to be the change. And even though this world can still do more, there's so much to be thankful for.
So I get to talk about being thankful for the future. I found a meme as I was preparing this that I think really fits. It says, when the past calls, let it go to voicemail. It has nothing new to say. Dear past, thanks for all the lessons. Dear future, I'm ready. Are you? That meme really reminds me to remember to release the old so that I can be ready for the new. And I thought of a great story that all of you will know about, and that is A Christmas Carol. When Charles Dickens wrote this, you know, there are 3 ghosts in it. the past, the present, and the future. And do you remember that the future ghost never spoke? Do you remember that? Have you thought about why that ghost never spoke? I believe it's so that it would help Scrooge know that he had a choice, that he could make a choice what his future was going to be, that it wasn't really determined by the past, which was, of course, he was thinking that that's what was going to happen. So I think it's a great reminder to all of us. We have choices, and we have free will to create our own future. And I found an anonymous quote that says, and I really love this, I hope you do too, hope is the future tense of gratitude. Hope is the future tense of gratitude. God promises all of us a future of hope. Even when we experience uncertainty, and I don't want you to think that I'm Pollyanna-ish here, but we understand that there's uncertainty and there are things that are going on in our lives that we cannot control. But I accept the uncertainty of the future. But I choose not to place any unnecessary expectations upon myself. Worry has no place in the here and now. At least for me. And that has kind of become my mantra. Worry has no place in the here and now for me, so that I can move on into the future and be able to accept all those new experiences that are coming forward. And I love this picture that was painted, that give God thanks for the vast expanse of possibility for the future and what it holds for you. And this author made a really beautiful picture, and it kind of goes along with what Josh was saying earlier. If we take a step with God into the untamed wilderness that is tomorrow, that untamed wilderness, if we can just know all the while God has already explored that wilderness and will lead us through. Mahatma Gandhi said the future depends on what you do today. Do you believe that? The future depends on what you do today. And anticipation, I think, when we think about the future, is key. One of the things I love to think about is when I was a much younger person, a child, and I loved these children, and I loved Bodie, thank you. I can't wait for Christmas either. And I don't know about you, but as a child, one of the things that I loved was anticipation. Even though I didn't think about it at the time, I can't wait for Christmas. I can't wait for my birthday. I can't wait for my vacation to go to the beach or to the mountains or whatever it might be, or maybe to see my family, my cousins. I'm going to see my cousins tomorrow. Anticipation sometimes is greater than the fulfillment of it. And I remember for myself that tingle I felt waiting, especially at Christmas time. It couldn't come fast enough. And personally, I thought time went too slowly. Well, I believe when I was younger, that probably was very true. But as I said, I think that anticipation is so important for all of us to remember. So one of the things I'm going to suggest to each one of you in the room is at some point before, you could do it now if you want, but at least when you leave here, pull out your calendar and see a few things that you have scheduled in the future. And what I'm going to suggest to you is that you make sure that you fill out your calendar for the next month with some things you really want to do. And I'm betting that most of your calendars are filled with obligations, responsibilities, the things you have to do with somebody else. Find one moment that you can do something for yourself for the future, something that's fun for you. Because remember, what's fun for somebody else may not be fun for you. Now, I will take back that when I say with children, it's always fun if you can do something with them. But if they're all obligatory, remember, you want to have something to look forward to. So put something fun on your calendar for the future. Focus thanks on the future that inspires you, and you can do, and anything that you can do to improve your future. And you'll tap into a sense of power, gratitude, passion, and fortitude that would otherwise lay dormant within you. How about thanking someone for making your future bright? You think you can do that? Can you thank someone ahead of time for making your future bright? And thank all those people and situations that are going to cross your path that will make your future better, that will impact your future. We don't have to stay in the doldrums and the maybe the sadder times of life. We can look forward to what is possible. And I want to say that I thank each one of you for making my future brighter. And I also want to thank you now for making Mile High Church's future brighter. Thank you so much for all you do and all you are. And I want to close with a quote. It's a Native American saying that I encourage you to keep in your hearts. Give thanks for unknown blessings already on the way. And now I'm going to introduce Zamira, who's going to do a prayer.
And so if there are some of you who want to give thanks in advance with your own prayer, I invite you to fill out a card. You can fill out a card out in the lobby, or you can text in a prayer, and you'll see a number appearing up there on the screen, and you can text in your prayer and to give thanks in advance for all the good that you're calling into your life. But right now we're going to turn together in prayer, and I invite any practitioners that are in the room, if you feel called and feel comfortable, to stand as we move within and we take this deep breath of connection right here. For we enter into this space where we give thanks right now, for we know that all time is divine time. And so even before a prayer is said, the answer is in the mail. And so we give thanks in advance right now for all the good in our lives. We give thanks for the unfolding of greater expansion of prosperity. We give thanks for the revealing of health and well-being. We give thanks for the opportunity to connect with such depth and meaning with all of our loved ones. We give thanks in advance right now for this cornucopia of good that is all around us, and everything that is seen and everything that is not seen. And I give thanks in this moment, knowing that it is done to us as we believe, so we just anchor in thoughts of everything good, with that activation of anticipation, knowing that all is unfolding for the highest and best in each one of the hearts gathered here, each one of the hearts that are gathered with us online, each one of those in our congregation, those in our community, those in our world. I give thanks in advance for a depth of peace, a depth of compassion that is awakening within each one of us. And just knowing that as we gather here today and count our blessings, that we are gathering up that big well, that deep well of gratitude, and that it is so full that it overflows in our times, in our gatherings for Thanksgiving, in our times during this season, this holiday season, and that it overflows out into the world in all those that we come in touch with. So right here in this moment, we just open our hearts to anchor in that depth of gratitude, saying thank you, Spirit. And so it is.
Thank you so much, Samira. At the end of It's a Wonderful Life, George Bailey is standing there having struggled by the loss of his uncle, having lost the money that they'd lost. And George Bailey's brother comes running in as the townspeople have gathered together, and they're putting into a basket all this money to help George out. And it's going to solve the problem, but his brother offers a toast up to him and says, "To George Bailey, the wealthiest man in town." And it has nothing to do with money, does it? It has everything to do with being wealthy because of the company we keep and the friends we have and the community that we share. And so I'm so grateful to see here constantly the signs of wealth in people's lives that exist because we get to be part of this beloved spiritual community. We are the wealthiest people in town because of each other and because of this teaching and because of this opportunity that we have to be together. So we're going to move into a time now where we are going to collect an offering. But before we do that, if you feel comfortable giving tonight, we're so grateful for that. We're grateful, as all of my colleagues have said, for all of the good and all the things that people give to Mile High Church that make this an abundant community in every way, shape possible. But we also invite you in this moment to continue our counting of our blessings by really becoming present right here and right now to something or someone that you're really grateful for in this universe. Just get present to that and breathe that condition or that person or that situation in and just feel your heart overwhelmed with gratitude. And then take a moment with me and give thanks for something that exists here in our church that you're grateful for, in our community that you're grateful for. Some element of it, some aspect of it. And feel the gratitude welling up in your heart. And know that as we enter into this time of offering, it's our opportunity to circulate. And so with all this gratitude in mind, as our ushers are going around the room passing the baskets, you can also text to give, you can give out in the lobby, all the ways you normally can. I invite you to join me for an affirmation. So please say after me, "This gift I give is God in action. I give it in love and joy. I give it from the wealth of my being, knowing I'm an abundant being. Thank you, life." And so it is.
So Laura and I get to just tell you a little bit about why we chose this song. I know for me, Mile High has been my church home since 2000. When my wife and I first came here to a service in the other sanctuary, and we heard the music, and we just said, "Oh my gosh, this is the place for us." Not only the message, but the music and everything else. So we've really been here ever since then. And then I got to sing with Laura in Salt Lake City several years ago, and I'm so glad that you live here now so that we can hear you more often. But Laura's been a great addition to our music team, and we're going to see a lot more of you.
I just wanted to share a word of gratitude also for the opportunity to co-create musical magic with this music team and the whole team, but also continually humbled and grateful for ministry and music and everybody here who has opened the door and to make me part of the family. So thank you.
So my wife and I, we have auto deduction from our account every week, whether we're here, whether or not, whether I'm up here or out there, because this place has fed us every single week, and we want to make sure that this place is around for future generations. Our beautiful non-binary kid grew up here and is a thriving adult in the world, and my other kid is a therapist now, because boy, don't we need therapists, for sure. So Mile High is where our gratitude is right now. We're going to sing a song about Mile High and all of you.
The love in these walls, the light in this space. We stand on this ground and drink in the grace. We who have come are drawn to the glow. It's love light that calls us to the presence we know.
beautiful. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks again for sharing your Thanksgiving with us. Before you go, we just want to let you know about some things coming up. I heard a rumor that I've got reporter Reverend Jackie Harris out in the lobby to tell us a little bit about the Giving Tree activities that's going on. Reverend Jackie, are you out there somewhere?
I'm out here.
Oh, there she is.
So glad to be out here. So glad for our great Make a Difference team that put together these two giving trees, one at the south end, one at the north end. It has about 900 tags on it. And so it's waiting for you to come take a tag, wrap the present, bring it back by the 15th, and we'll make all those 900 children so happy.
Oh, wonderful. Yay. Thank you so much, Reverend Jackie. So you can get your tag tonight off of one of those trees. Next Wednesday night is our annual family Christmas night. Kids are welcome. It's going to be a winter wonderland, and it's going to be a great experience. Bring your inner child with you. If you don't have any kids, just bring your inner child. It's a lot of fun. And then we want to, of course, invite you to be with us for our solstice service, which is on the 20th, and our candlelight services are on the 23rd and 24th, 1, 4, and 7 p.m., not to mention all the great Sundays that are happening between now and the end of the year with lots of messages. Dr. Rogers is going to be here in a couple weeks, so keep an eye out for that. We've got lots of great Sundays coming up. We're so grateful for you. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Happy, happy, happy. And let's sing this. Let's sing a great song to send us out, okay? Yeah.